I thought we swung the bats pretty good. We just didn't get hit with runners in scoring position, and their outfielders made some pretty good plays tonight behind their starting pitcher, and I thought we hit the ball pretty hard tonight. We just didn't get the hits when runners were on.
You look at where you are in the season. Are you alarmed, though, at all, considering the offense has been sputtering a little bit, 3 runs or less in 5 out of their last 6?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's something that you go through, and you know that eventually you're going to break out, and you're going to break out in a big way, and we need to do that.
Is there anything you're seeing that indicates that they might be close to breaking out anytime soon?
Well, like I said, I thought we hit the ball pretty hard tonight. So, hopefully that's a good sign moving forward.
With Nova, how do you evaluate him overall?
He was really good, and he made a couple mistakes. He made a fastball to Shaw was right down the middle, and the one to Jackie Bradley wasn't where he wanted it either. I thought he threw a pretty good game, and I thought his stuff was really good. He just made a couple mistakes.
Tougher to take those mistakes when you already have 2 outs and he's almost out of the inning?
Yeah, it happened a couple times, and that's unfortunate.
And you mentioned Jackie Bradley. How many balls do you think that outfield? How many hits did they steal from you tonight?
Well, I mean, Jackie's been doing it, ever since he's come up, and Mookie's doing it as well. So those guys can really go get the baseball.
Barry?
Joe, on Nova, how do you evaluate him as he's come back from the surgery for this shorter period of time this season?
Well, I think he's done okay. I mean, you look at a lot of his starts, and it's 3 runs or less. And, he's had a couple that have been really tough. But like I said, I thought he threw the ball pretty good tonight. He just made a couple mistakes.
George?
How much do you miss Teixeira against left-handers?
Well, we miss him definitely. Tex was a force against left-handers, and that's another big bat in the middle of your lineup. We miss him.
Andrew?
Has Nova done enough in these 2 starts to get consideration for, possibly if you were to advance, to the second player?
Way too far down the road. Obviously, we still have work to do to get into the playoffs, and once we sit down and meet, we'll formulate a roster, when we get in, if we get in.
Joe, you mentioned missing Teixeira. Is that concerning to you that you guys might be vulnerable to lefties in a playoff game?
Well, it's something that I think we need to do a little bit better job against left-handers. We ran into a bunch of lefties this weekend. We ended up winning 3 out of 4 games. We didn't score a ton of runs. They were close ball games, but it's something we need to do a better job.
Barry? Mark, do you have a question?
Hypothetically, Joe, when you sit down and put together a 1-game playoff roster, you really only need like 1 or 2 starters, right? Just your starter that day and maybe a backup in case somebody gets hurt. That gives you a lot more room in the roster to do some things, right?
Okay, what's my policy, Barry? We'll worry about it when we have to cross the bridge.
Anyone else? Andrew?
Because you've struggled against lefties, one of the reasons you've put Ref Snyder in the last couple of days to see if maybe he could be somebody who's...
Yeah, I mean, it's a kid that, in the past has swung pretty good against left-handers, and since we're seeing so many of them, I put him in there. He's done a decent job.